Enjoying the family and the tank.
Yeah,
That's
enjoying the
good, bro.
family, enjoying the tank, multitasking right now. Actually,
That's
just
good.
just feeding my little baby.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was going to join your live, but I got busy. I had to clean my car, and I just finished cleaning the car. And then I
Yeah,
noticed you were live, but you were saying no content, just sharing your tank.
that was it, man. There's really
Yeah.
nothing to talk about.
Yes, I was like, let me try to. I told my wife I'm gonna go upstairs and go live and hit up Benny. Let's say we can start a little conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Jess Reef?
Hey, man, what's going on, Jeff Reeves? What's going on? Maybe he could go live too.
I just ordered some beneficial bacteria for the tank I have setting up right now downstairs. Speak right. Speak normal. What's your name? Huh?
Hey, buddy, what's going on, buddy?
Okay. They probably think the fish are talking to them. So what's new with
Yeah, right.
your aquarium, bro?
Jeff said, where you guys from? Oh, where are you from, buddy? How you doing? I'm on the East Coast and Twins Reef in the West Coast. So we're coast to coast.
Well, I'm
And
California.
I'm from New York. So what were you saying about the tank, buddy? Oh, what's up, Jeff, man? You want to go live too?
He's from Brooklyn. I know there's a lot of reefers out there on the East Coast.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I still haven't met a lot of people, personal. Um,
Yeah.
I've just met,
Hey,
people live.
did you ever get to know that one guy called his YouTube channel name was Aquarium Monsters?
Aquarium Monsters. I've seen him, but mostly he's actually 3 or 4 blocks away, and he only handles
Huh?
fresh water. He only handles fresh water.
Oh yeah. That's one of the persons that encouraged me to go live stream. He was pretty cool. He was the one that he'll say, "Love is love always, not sometimes, but always."
Yeah, he's actually not far
Hey,
from
bro,
me. He's
Benny.
literally about, I think, 5 blocks.
Oh really? But I heard he got back into like pigeons or something like that.
Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's probably like a New York thing.
I don't know if pigeons is a New York thing. I don't know. I mean, we see it.
Hey, bro, Benny. I was gonna ask you. Wait for me like a couple seconds. I'm gonna go disconnect some things from the Wi-Fi to see if I could improve my connection.
Dude, I'm here, bro. I'm here. I'm just chilling, man.
Yeah. Just give me a couple seconds. So I can start disconnecting some stuff.
Yeah, take your time, buddy. No worries.
All right, cool. All right, cool.
So, Jeff, what happened, man? What kind of tank you got, bro? Let us know what you got. You're in Brooklyn. I'm in Queens.
Oh yeah.
Talk to us, brother. Actually, I'm gonna add you up on YouTube and just see maybe I can learn few stuff from you. Wow, you got like 34 videos, and man, your tank is on fire. Your tank is on fire, man. I mean, Wow, that's a 300-gallon tank. Wow, that is wow, nice. 300-gallon tank 2 years ago from what you had before and the update you had last week. It's just amazing, man. 300-gallon peninsula. Yeah, I was just looking at your video from uh, before and after. And yeah, man, I love the hobby too, bro. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you wanna, yeah, man, if you wanna, what you call it? If you want to join, just to chat, dude, you can just comment online, shoot an email to Twins Read, just chat it all out. I mean, there's not much going on, you know. But if you want, yeah, man, I don't have a big place, so I can only afford
Yeah, more we can't find it.
a 400, 30-gallon tank. So 300 gallon is, oof. I mean, I believe you have few people helping you out with the maintenance, right? I mean, 300-gallon is just way too much for one person to clean. So that's really, you know, that is really just one amazing hobby that you got going on over there. Three,
Hey, Benny,
it's big. Hey, what's up,
bro,
buddy?
what's your opinion on this?
What is that? Fluval cycle, concentrated biological booster. That's good. I believe you have to put like 10 to 15 ml a day. That's what I
Yeah.
think it is. 10, 15 ml a day, right? Per gallon.
Uh, it says for new creams, add 25 ml per 10 gallons, and then 10 gallons per 10 ml per 10 gallons after day one.
Right. I think that's a great way to help the ecosystem boost up with beneficial bacteria. So that's an amazing product. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't discriminate to anything
Yeah.
out there. You know, I give it a try, and if it works, it works. You know, hold on, let me put my headset.
All right.
Let me see if I can put my headset on.
Oh man, that changed the whole way of how your sound comes out.
Do you hear me? I
Yes,
just plugged
it
in my
sounds
head.
even more clear.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
I just gotta put the playback instead of. There you go.
All right.
The playback is coming into my headset now. Before I had the playback coming out of the speakers. So um yeah, I mean, I don't want to discriminate with everything that's out there. I want to give it a try.
Yeah.
I on my second time um establishing a tank, I was actually using two things. I was actually using the Micro Baxter XLM,
Yeah. Yeah.
and which a lot of people had great reviews about it. I mean, I can't really tell. I don't have all the testing tools that I need to see how good it is. So I was using
Yeah.
the Micro Baxter XLM, and in addition to that, on my new established 40-gallon, I was using Imagitarium. It's one of those Petco biological booster.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah, so same thing what you got in terms of instruction. So I was just, dosing 25 ml or whatever it is a day until I consume the whole thing.
Yeah.
So um, and after that, when I do a biweekly water change, I just use the regular Microbacter XLM.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I use on a daily basis. But right now, I don't think I'm gonna have to put anything on my tank because at one point, I had my um, I had a power off. My daughter actually turned off the power switch for for my fish tank, and when I came home, I saw a lot of pods on the display screen, on the
Uh
display
huh.
glass. So I think I'm gonna cool down for of putting Microbaxter for now because yeah, I believe I have way too many pods in the system. So or good beneficial bacteria, so which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
it.
so they're not regular cocoa pods,
No, I don't know what it is to be honest with you.
bro. It's not that one. What is it called? It's not the what is it? Brightwell. It's not the Brightwell beneficial bacteria you're adding. It's probably pods from some of the corals that you added.
It could be, yeah, it could be yes, it could be no. Because I bought some pods when I went to a Frag Farmers Market in Connecticut,
Yeah.
which is 30 days ago. So in addition to the pods, and I bought about 2 liters of them. I dumped it in here.
Uh
I
huh.
also bought regular what is that? It's called Tigapods.
Yeah,
Tigapods.
yeah.
So
You bought that too?
I bought that at my local fish store. So
Okay.
that actually, I was just dumping pods and beneficial bacteria, whatever it is, to the tank just to help out the ecosystem. Um,
Yeah.
and like I said, back to what you got, I'm not gonna, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot. I think
Yeah.
it's a good product to try, and I don't think anything bad will happen because you know it's just nothing but good bacteria, right? That's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the question is, does it work? That's the thing.
question is, would it work? We don't know until we actually give it a try.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I would just um I'd say give it a couple of weeks and then you'll find out, how your corals are reacting to it, how your fishes are reacting to it on your rocks.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I ordered that one and I ordered the Instant Ocean Live Nitrifying Bacteria, which that's the one I'm going to add. I'm going to add the Instant Ocean, and after that, I'm going to test my tank again on the weekend.
Mhm.
Jeff has a question for you, Benny. We're
Let's take a
answering
look. It
something.
says it's to answer your question. Believe it or not, before it stabilized, it took 6 hours every weekend in maintenance. Now it's just feeding and changing and tickering once a week. I believe this he was referring to my question earlier.
Uh huh.
Um, because he has a 300-gallon tank in his office,
Okay.
and it's been running about 2 years now. And I just briefly went to his channel,
Uh huh.
and a week ago he actually posted a video, um, more of the T5 hybrid lighting, but just looking at the tank he has, the livestock, it's magnificent. I mean, it's wow, it's nice.
Yeah.
So I was just asking him, how many people does it take to do maintenance on his tank? Because 300 gallon is a lot and expensive. I mean,
Yeah. It's a
first
lot of work.
it's a lot of water. There's a
Yeah.
lot of water to be changed on that 300-gallon tank. Um, I don't know, how is his setup.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I asked him, how do you do maintenance in that? You need 6 people, and there you go. He just answered that it took him 6 hours every weekend in maintenance. That's a lot. That's like
That's
a almost a full day work for some people.
yeah. Also, there's some people too that they don't even do they don't do water changes. My the local guy, the vendor that sells corals, he hasn't done a water change in a year. All he does is top off. That's it, and well, clean the glass here and there. But it all depends.
Yeah, I mean, I am a little
It depends
skeptical
of
about
fish
that.
and everything.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical about that. I mean, I am a little, nervous about it because I don't know how it works out when it comes to those nutrients, those water levels. I mean, I'd like to at one point not change any water for a year. I mean, that'll be nice, but
Yeah.
in in the interim, changing water means just the water, or are you actually dosing anything at all?
He's probably dosing. That's what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
So you still gotta do testing at a certain point, and then from there you gotta dose weekly, daily, or 3 times a day. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, I'd like to give that a try. I don't know how that works, to be honest with you, but
Yeah, there was another guy from the local Facebook group page that he actually just put straight tap water, bro, without putting any conditioner on his tank.
wow.
Nothing dies.
I mean, maybe his tap water, whatever water, the TDS is must be really, really low because in New York City, where I live, the water is coming out, or my building, the water is coming out about 40, 43 TDS.
Yeah,
You know, I just did a water filter today, and it took me 6 hours to do 5 gallons. And my
yeah,
water is
that's great.
43 to zero, 42
Yeah,
TDS to zero. That's crazy to do. Just, I mean, I heard if you do 20 TDS and you do water change with that, you can get algae like crazy.
yeah.
So I don't know.
And you haven't bought a booster for yours, right?
No, no booster, no booster. So I got the RO. I got the regular Amazon reasonable price at $60. It's called
Yeah,
the RO Buddy.
yeah,
It's 4 stages. So I have it actually hooked up on the bathroom sink, next to the bathroom sink. So at night when nobody's using it, I let it run. I actually have that 5 gallon bucket of container in the bathtub. So just in case I
yeah,
forget to turn it off, it actually goes straight into the bathtub drain.
yeah.
The waste water goes into the sink, and that's pretty much it. That's how I run it.
That's
It's pretty easy. It's not that complicated, to make that water once you have everything installed in the right places.
how often are you going to be doing your water changes?
I used to when I had my when I had my 20 per gallon, I was doing once a week. Now I upgraded to a 40 gallon. I'm now doing twice a week. I mean
Yeah,
twice bi-weekly. I'm sorry. I was doing
bi-weekly.
bi-weekly. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna after this month, I think I'm gonna push it to every 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to push it every 3 weeks because I say I want to give it a try. I want to see if I can go for a month without water change or 2 months. So I'm gonna test it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but so far, I mean, my corals right now on a bi-weekly water change.
your tank
Um,
looks amazing.
thank you, man. I got it from you, man. Motivated from your videos.
Look at this thing, bro. It's still dirty. I need to do a water change today.
Yeah, what I got that? I see some blue mandarin right there. I got a
Six
wrasse,
night.
6 line wrasse. I
Yeah,
got clownfish right there.
yeah.
And that yellow, is that a blenny or is that a goby?
Oh no, the yellowtail, that's a blenny.
That's a blenny. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm
so
trying to move my yellow tank to my tank downstairs, but that's why I gotta make sure it's actually fully cycled.
hmm yeah, I mean, when you do a fully cycle, what's the process for that? I mean, I think everybody wants to know how you do a cycle.
Yeah.
When you do a cycle, what's your steps?
For me,
Yeah,
for the nitrifying cycle,
yeah. Let,
like from the beginning, what I do.
hmm
Well, so far, what I've done, bro, just it's been what dry rock, and I got some live sand, and to hurry up the process, I put a raw shrimp in there for I think a day, and then after that, I added some live bacteria from Instant Ocean. Last time I tested, it said that supposedly it had already went through the ammonia cycle and it went through the nitrate cycle. It's nitrate first, right? Or nitrite.
it's nitrite, then nitrate.
Okay, so then it says that it went through the nitrite cycle, and it was barely reading the nitrite, and but I haven't tested it since. But it's probably been running for about almost a month now.
So you should be good. I mean, what water are you using? Are you using an RO water, then mixing your own salt water, or are you what are you doing?
Yeah, RO water with the instant ocean crystals,
Gotcha,
and
gotcha.
I already added my soas there. Some soas that I was going to keep, I add them there. But just like 3 days ago, I started to see some diatoms on the frag plugs.
hmm
Once I started to turn on the lights,
Yeah, it's going in a cycle. That's what it is.
yeah,
Tom's actually experiencing that on my 40-gallon tank right now.
yeah,
So what I did is I just lessened the lighting, um, just to help out and feed less.
yeah. What I was watching last time a couple of days ago, a video from Book Resupply, and they were saying when you see like the signs of the diatoms and things like that, it's basically like a little warfare between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that could be true. That could be true. I mean, I listen to a lot of YouTubers out there in reference to, first tank, second tank, third tank, and you just gotta let it ride. You just gotta let it ride, I guess.
Yeah,
Go through the cycle because I know the first cycle is ammonia,
yeah,
and then after that's the nitrate,
yeah,
and then that's where you start having diatoms and all that other. It goes through stages, but after a while,
yeah,
once you leave it, and let's say 30 days pass and everything is stable, then you can start adding some when you're starting some corals.
yeah,
A lot of people make a big mistake by adding 10 corals at once, 10 fishes at once.
yeah,
Um, the A lot of the experts say you wanna be able to add just one coral a week, so that
yeah.
it get used to it, acclimates perfectly with what it's going on in your tank. So that's what I heard. I mean, I done that. I actually have not done that. I actually just buy whatever I want, and then I just dump
Yeah.
it in, and then I just let it go through its cycle. Um,
I heard, bro, that you don't even need to actually go through a cycle to add corals,
hmm,
and that's what I did, bro. And they're open.
yeah,
In
yeah.
my 6 gallon frag tank as well. I didn't even cycle. I just put the corals in.
hmm
They're still there, but I don't know. That's what they said, and that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own opinion, but at the end of the day, we just gotta give it a try and see what works best for us. If it works for you that you gotta wait 30 days and then add one coral, one fish a week, you know, that's to each his own. if you want to do 30 corals in one day, you know, hey, may the strong survive. That's how I
Exactly.
look at it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't add the corals that I like. The only reason I added right now the SOAs was because the light that I have on my 6 gallon frag tank, it's USA current orbit, so the light output isn't good enough for my corals, so they weren't really opening up, and I cannot put them in this tank anymore because I don't have no room.
Hmm.
So I just place them there regardless. I already have those frags on this tank, but they're doing good.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if they're doing good, I would just, well, and your tank at the bottom is 30-day cycle. I would just transfer everything in. Especially, I would start off with the live rock that you have now. Transfer
Yeah,
all the live rock there. Actually, wait. Another comment from Jeff's Reef tank says, "Sounds like you guys have some experience. How long have you been doing in the hobby?" Actually, you know what? Twins Reef has more experience than I do. Twins Reef has about, I'd say, 5 to 10 years experience, right?
I got more bad experience than good experience. Yeah,
It is an experience, though, right?
it is still experience.
How long have you been in this hobby, and what got you into this hobby?
All right, tell me your story, Benny, and I'll tell you mine.
All right. Well, just to answer Jeff's Reef Tank, I've been in this hobby for, shoot, 8 months on the Reef Tank. Um, or salt water. It's been, um, yeah, man, it's about 8 months today. But with a 40 gallon, it's 30 days today. Um, Prior to salt water, um, I had a freshwater tank, a 10-gallon freshwater tank that was almost a year old. So I would say it's about 20 months being in this hobby. But I don't count the freshwater because I never looked into water parameters. I never looked into, um, what other what other freshwater aquarists do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When I bought my 10-gallon tank, oh, I saw goldfish. I saw a fighting fish. I just grabbed that water from the tap and I heat it up with a heater in the 10-gallon, and I just dumped the fish in there, uh, freshwater wise, and I dump the sand in there, and I dump whatever fake plant. So don't, I actually don't count those 1 year of freshwater as being in a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I never looked into the temperature. I never look into this. I never into look, never look into that. If one fish dies, okay, I'll just throw it out. I'll get another goldfish or molly or patty. So yeah, I mean that 1 year of freshwater was just a blast. It's there, it's swimming, it looks cool. I was feeding it, I was changing water bi-weekly, um, and that was it. And now, thanks to you and all your videos have motivated me to get a aquatop 24 gallon, and August 5th 2019 is when actually started looking into the hobby more. If that answers your question, Jeff Reef Tank. um, yeah, so I would count the fresh water out. So does the salt water would be, um, 8 months today or a couple of days ago. Um, and yeah, Jeff, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of research for the first 3 4 months. It's exciting, and what I like about the hobby is
it it's a challenge because you gotta learn how to stabilize things. So that's why I like this hobby and I'm into it more and I'm counting this hobby um, because I'm learning, you know, I'm keeping my eyes on everything. Um, and in addition to enjoying it. So I'm actually enjoying this freshwater now. I mean, saltwater now more than the freshwater. So yeah, that's my little story. Um, so 8 months in saltwater. Um, kudos to Twins Reef and his video or the old channel, which is Aquarium Peninsula,
That's
right?
right.
That was
Right. I wanted to comment on your story, Benny. That
what's
you know what? That actually just doing research and having knowledge is actually sometimes better than like experience, like your time and the hobby. Like if you like how you did it, like if you actually are dedicated and put work and time to doing your research on what you have to do to keep corals and fish, you could be more successful, and that way you don't lose money and time on the hobby. Because me, bro, honestly, I had to learn the bad way. I lost thousands of dollars, and basically it's been like you said, probably within a year that I was actually able to actually keep corals alive. But it just took because of the lack of knowledge.
yeah, I mean for me, while the first 2 months of um my reef tank or saltwater tank, I was asking a lot of questions from my local fish store. And then I migrated over to the forums or Google, you know,
Yeah,
the third, fourth month, because um, the first 2 months it was getting crazy pricey up there. I'm not gonna lie. I
yeah,
didn't know anything. I said, do I really need this? Do I really need that? I go to my local fish store and say, yeah, you need it, but you don't need it now. If you want it, I'll give you a discount. I'll give you this, that, that. So
yeah,
and financial, I was like, wow, it's getting crazy. It's getting overwhelming. So when I started doing more research on Google, I joined the forums and I asked questions at the forums. Then that's how I learned to save money. Um, I was I was watching your video too. I was never actually
yeah,
into YouTube video until YouTube site until actually I got into this hobby.
yeah,
I was never watching YouTube, so yeah, man, just a lot of research, a lot of asking questions. When, like I said, going back to that, when I saw my savings was just going out, my cash
yeah,
was being wasted, I just thought, hey, there should be a better way. There should be a better way. What can I do to stabilize my tank? What can I do? You know, a good example. Some people say, "Hey, I got unstable water parameters. Throw in vodka in there." That
yeah,
was crazy. I didn't even know that you could actually do that. I haven't tried um doing that because I don't think I have that problem at the moment. But when it comes to a point where I do have that problem, hey, I might have to start dosing vodka, which I don't have any
yeah,
at home. I'm gonna have to go to the liquor store.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
but the for me, bro, the 24-gallon aqua top really helped me too to get some knowledge because I started doing steps by steps. Like I don't know if you've seen the old videos of the 40-gallon breeder I had, bro.
Hmm.
Um, that's when I that was probably like my second phase because I had like three phases of trying to start a reef tank, and that was the second phase. Bro, I was never able to have a reef tank because I was still in the freshwater mindset that when I started to seeing like you know how you cycle your tank, you start seeing the diatoms, sometimes you start seeing algae. So I thought that was a problem. So just because my fault of not doing no research, what I'll do, bro, I'll get the rocks out of my tank and I'll scrub them. I'll scrub them with tap water, put them back in the tank, and then next thing you know, have algae, and I'll repeat until one day I decided to actually ask my local pet store, and they actually told me I was restarting the cycle over and over and over again. So that's when I actually just paused and I acknowledged how much money I had lost, and that I want to redo everything but do research. And that's how I started with the 24-gallon aqua top tank, which helped me. It was my first time actually wading through a cycle, and because I'm not patient, so that's why I always use the live bacteria in a bottle.
Yeah, that's
But since
one.
then, everything's been good.
That's the key to this hobby is you gotta have patience.
Yeah,
That's one thing. That was my biggest mistake on the first 2 months of reefing or in this hobby is I didn't have patience. I was just getting, believe it or not, I had like 12 clownfishes in the 24-gallon at one stage.
yeah,
And when I got into the forum, they're like, "Hey man, that's way too much. You got to return it." So I didn't know if I can return live animals, but my local fish store gladly accepted and say, "Hey, listen, I don't mind selling stuff from you, but you have to be patient about this hobby because everything
yeah.
in this hobby takes time. You know, you want to grow your corals like mine, it'll take a couple of months, couple of years and stuff like that." So yeah, so patience is something that we all need in this hobby.
Patience is the key.
That's right. Amen to
I had to,
that.
that's my wife. I had to clean my tank. I sent her a message. I was like, "Bring me the spray bottle and some paper towels because Benny's tank is looking better than mine."
No, you know what? I was actually messing around with my tank earlier, and I was just scrubbing it. That's all, because I saw some pods on the glass display, so I figured I just scrub it down, and that was it, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
did a water change last week. I'm gonna do water change next weekend, so that's it. Nothing crazy. Oh, look who's on.
Jessica left a comment.
Who
Yeah,
Jessica?
hey
Yeah,
Jessica.
she's one of the 24-gallon aqua top people, the crew, the special.
Yeah, believe it or not, man. Jessica is the second YouTuber that I watch after you in reference to the Aquatop. I mean, yours was nice.
Yeah,
Hers motivated. I mean, both of you guys motivated me to get to maintain and keep my Aquatop. I mean, it was really nice, man. It was really nice. You guys have some amazing Aquatop 24-gallon tank.
yeah. I actually like my aqua top how it looks now than how it looked before. Yeah, I like the black substrate, bro. It looks good. The black Hawaiian.
Yeah. So let's see. What outfits do you go to, Benny, New York? Oh yeah, man, Jeff. Yeah, I actually go to New York Reef Aquatic. That's about I mean, if you don't count the stoplight, that's about 5 minutes, 7 minutes from where I live. So I actually go to New York Reef Aquatic. Um, most of my corals that you can see is from New York Aquatic. Um, I actually do go to Piscina Aquarium. That's where I purchased my um,
Papi, go bring me some water in that bowl.
that's where I purchased my
Okay.
Aquatop.
Good water, fresh water, cold water.
For corals,
Give me
I
water,
actually
please. Come down.
to uh, New York Reef Aquatic to get them. He is actually one of the best one in Queens. I'm not sure
Let me see.
about. I don't know about the rest because I actually go him and two others fish store in the area. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Casino Aquarium. Um, he actually they actually have some amazing corals, um, reasonable price, and as well as KHC Aquarium, which is on Northern Boulevard and 150th. So there are actually three local fish store that I go to. But yeah, I mean, I think New York Reef Aquatic is top of my list just because I can talk to him about my reef tank. I can talk to him about um, what issues I have in my tank. If I have um, a high phosphate, nitrate, whatever it is, magnesium that I lack, I could talk to him about anything, and they give you a lot of time and attention to to educate you of what's going on. So yeah, I
Jeff,
mean,
you gonna tell it?
yeah, Jeff, that's pretty much it with New York Reef Aquatic.
Okay,
It's
so two.
pretty good. Um, not unless you have any other info of what other local fish store we have in the area. I'll gladly check it out. I did went to Manhattan. Manhattan has, um, I think it's right by the Javits Center. Um, Actually, the name has slipped in my mind, but there's one local fish store in Manhattan that is really, really nice, but a little too pricey for me when it comes to exotic corals. You might know the place, but yeah. So, anyways, I think that's what it is. Manhattan Aquarium. Yep. I saw, believe it or not, I saw a hammer over there, a hammer coral, Euphilia hammer coral, that's about almost clear orange hammer, and it was pretty up there, man. I mean, it was really nice. It was about six and change, and I couldn't get it. It was a lot of money. But Manhattan Aquarium has very, very nice corals and exotic corals, and it's just up there, man. It's up there. So, and Jessica, yeah, more power to the Aquatop 20 for gallon. Um, we can't wait to see another video, of your tank coming up soon. We want to see what's going on with your clownfish, your I believe your last video, a couple of clips that you have, your clownfish laid an egg on a frog spawn. So that'd be nice to have like a lot of clownfish, right? I mean, that's something I'm interested in having in my tank. I want to have some baby clownfish. I want to see how it is to take care of a baby clownfish.
I
Have you?
heard for clownfish, bro, that you actually need to like paint the whole tank all black if you actually want to breed them.
Oh, look at this. That's really nice. Says Tween Reef got me on YouTube. Wow.
What happened, Benny?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you scared me. What happened?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
So
you're like,
no, I was just saying that Twin Reef got you. Jessica was saying that Twin.
oh, you're reading a comment. Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
were talking to me.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man. So you see how you started, man. You got that Aqua Top 20 for gallon going on, bruh.
Yeah, because before me, it was another person. I can't really say his name. It's Trav something. I
T
know you.
Travis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I got him
It was
too.
him, and I think that after that it was probably me, and then it was Jessica. But then I don't know if it's her, but there was also another Jessica. And then it was you, and then there was another person, another guy. Um, if I go back to my comments, I'll probably remember the names. I'm bad with names.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who came in first, but I don't know if you came in. I didn't look.
Yeah.
But I mean, we both Jessica and I got you first, so that's a positive thing.
Yeah,
And I guess I'm the last, not I mean close to the last one on the list. Um, and just
you were past us, bro. You're already in the 40 gallon.
that's what Jessica was saying. I mean, I can't surpass any one of you guys, to be honest, because I think it's only the size that I pass you guys, but you guys have more than one tank. You
I
know.
have like heck a tank like that. It's kind of like embarrassing when my friends come over.
Hmm.
They're like, "How many tanks you have?" And then I get all shy, and I'm like, "I have like four." Imagine with people that have like 10, 20 fish tanks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I still have, to be honest with you, I still have my 24-gallon tank. I got a
Yeah,
potential buyer for that, so I'm just waiting for that to come through. Back to what I was saying, I don't think I surpassed you guys because I haven't experienced that level where I have hair algae. My corals aren't opening up for whatever reason. I don't think I have passed you guys on that level yet. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But you guys have gone through those stages. So that's why I don't consider myself above you, but maybe the size. But I mean, I upgraded the size because the 24 was a little too small, and I would say it's close to unstable. If you know what I'm talking about, being unstable, it was hard to maintain. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to fix my light.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's go back to the comments. My clownfish just laid more eggs on my frog spawn today. It's been a few months. I know. I've been watching your video. And I'm waiting to see Jessica your next video. Surprising us, saying you actually made another tank just for your clownfishes, because that'll be really nice. To have baby clownfish in the house. Um, there's what instructions are you looking for with the aquatop? Um, I'm not sure what instruction is she looking for.
No, like basically
Oh,
what
I
she
see.
said, there isn't a lot of information out there of the tank. Like, you know how you could get onto other people's websites, they'll give you like the specs and everything, dimensions of the tank, and
Yeah.
that's something that Aquatop lacks in
Oh, okay.
regarding like how to work the skimmer, how much flow is there on the return pump and things like that. Also on the light.
I'm just laughing at Jessica. No, no clownfish babies. Ain't nobody for time for that. um, yeah, man, that'll be nice. It'll keep you busy with this lockdown, I believe. I believe everybody's locked down to some
Yeah.
extent. So it actually help us gets busy at home. Some people do cleaning like you.
Yeah, I already told my wife I finally cleaned my closet after like 3 months. 2 days ago, yesterday I cleaned my garage. Today I cleaned my work car, and I didn't even clean my work car because I threw everything back to the garage. So now I have to re-clean the garage again. So I'll be busy for like a week.
That's all right. I mean, with this stuff that's happening, we're gonna be
Yeah, but I can't wait, bro. I can't wait for my tank downstairs to be ready.
yeah. So what do you have down there? Is that the surprise that you're giving us? What is
No,
it?
I just have some sodas.
So you only have Zoas in that tank. So what do you have? Is that a 30-gallon, 40-gallon?
It's a 34 gallon.
Oh, okay. That's what you were mentioning before. You had a 34-gallon tank. So what's
Yeah,
the
so
height?
I upgraded the height. So the dimensions of that tank, it's basically like the 40 gallon breeder. It's what is it, 36 by 18 width.
Yep.
Yours is 16 height, but mine is 11.
Oh, that's even nicer. That's
Yeah,
even
it's
nicer.
basically a frag tank, but I'm just going to use it as a display tank.
Yeah, that looks really nice. So what's your plan for that? Are you making a sump? Are you what's
No
your
sump, no sump, no skimmer, just fluval hang in the back with the AI prime lights, and that's it, bro. I'm confident in myself that I don't really need a skimmer as long as I do water changes and I don't overfeed my tank, my system. I should be fine.
hmm
Because like something that I realized in this hobby is that you don't need to be all fancy with all this high tech equipment. Because if you notice, bro, back in the days, people had reef tanks and they didn't have all this fancy equipment like others do right now with reactors and like the Neptune Trident and things like that. They're probably sometimes worth more than tanks themselves.
right?
So it's like basically an experiment and a challenge for me to see if I could actually have a successful reef tank like yours, but without a skimmer.
Hmm.
Hang in the back with Chemi Pure Blue, and that's it.
Well, my 40 gallon is a hang on back filter system. So when I was looking around, actually this isn't bad. I mean, it has a protein skimmer from the intake of the water from the
Yeah,
display, and then it goes through another chamber where I have my media filter, and then from there it goes to another chamber where I have my my refugium, my K2
yeah,
plant, and then from the that chamber it goes to the return chamber where I have my heater. I have my two dosing pipes that goes down there. I have my magnesium that I dose to maintain 1500.
yeah.
So I have my alkalinity. I believe I see my corals now are consuming more alkalinity than before.
Yeah.
So I used to have 9, 10, um, level of my alk, and last week it went down to 8.5. So 8.3 actually. So what I'm doing is I'm actually dosing zero point 0.5 uh, of alkalinity. I think I have it set for every 2 days. So I'm
What
slowly.
product are you using to dose?
What's that?
What dosing product are you using?
Oh, I have the Red Sea. I have Red Sea
Let's see.
for magnesium. I have the Red Sea for the alkalinity. Um, and that's pretty much what I have on my last chamber that goes to the return back to the return pump to the display. And I also have my auto top off there next to it.
Oh, you have an auto top off?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, on my 24 gallon, I didn't have the auto top off for the first 4 months. And
Yeah,
I tell you, man, it was an exercise. It was a workout to every day just put water in there, uh,
yeah.
RO water in there. So when I was looking it up, people had mentioned, hey, you can get an auto top off for your tank. That's when I went to Marine Depot and I bought an auto top off for, I think it was $100 for a Tunzi 3152. Actually, before that, I actually saw Jessica's video about the auto top off, and that
Yeah, yeah.
motivated me to purchase an auto top off. And ever since then, I don't top off the tank anymore. I just everything
That's
is for me. What I have is everything is
easier.
automated. Yeah, it's easier.
Okay.
Everything is easier. So, um, yeah, man. So when are you planning to transfer everything to your 34 gallon tank, frag tank?
Well, I'm not going to transfer, bro. This thing, the 24, is it's my wife. She kept it, so everything in there it's hers. Even the corals, the fish.
Yeah.
I'm still debating if I should take the yellow tang away from her because the 24 gallon it's small for a yellow tang.
Yeah.
So probably once it outgrows the 24 gallon, I'll just throw him in there on the 34. But I'm gonna start from scratch. Like I told you, I'm just gonna get a filia and I'm gonna get mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff put a comment. He said, "Twins, to me, a skimmer is an essential part of a reef tank. It helps with nutrient exports from any overfeeding or missed water changes."
I mean, to be
It
honest,
is, but that's a challenge. I'm gonna have to do water changes and be testing my tank more often. But the fact I'm not getting a skimmer is because I don't have a an all-in-one tank, and I also don't have a sump. And hang on the back skimmers, I just think they're just ugly to the eye, and they take too much space. But for what Benny got, what is it, Aquamax? The your hang on the
yeah,
back?
it's an
That one
aqua.
is nice, but I don't think it's on my budget for now. It's a little bit too
Yeah,
much.
I mean, I can zoom in a little bit and show you what I got. Um, my camera, if my camera could reach,
Yeah,
let's see if it will reach. No, I mean, I can just raise it a little bit. If you see,
yeah,
I
there you
have
go.
my Aquamax right there. Let me just raise this little invention I created. So that's my Aquamax. This peg right here is what hangs onto the tank. If you see it, so that
Yeah,
right there is what whole hangs onto the tank. So this is where the intake of the water is from the main display. It goes down to this chamber. It goes down to this chamber, but the protein skimmer is on this side. So it has a mechanical device that skims everything here. And if it
yeah.
overflows, you got that little pipe, whatever, that goes back into the main display, which I actually try not to have.
Oh, okay.
When I see that the proteins, the cup is halfway full, I throw it out. So there's
Yeah,
one, two, three, four chambers here. So here's the intake of the water. That's the protein skimmer, and then it goes to the media chamber right here, where I have my bio balls and I have my Chemi Pure Elites, and then from there it goes to this another chamber, um, where I have my K2 plant. So from there,
yeah,
K2, it goes like I said earlier. Here's where I have my all my dosing stuff, my ATO, heater, and it goes back. So it's only actually just two. If you look at it at the bottom, there's only about one pipe underneath. Let's see if I can see it. It's actually it's this. You can't really see it. It's this one over here. It's kind of it has an algae already, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's only one pipe going down into the main display, and then here I can't really see it. Next to that, two probe sensor. That's where the water flows back into the main display. So it's not too bad. I like it. Um, if I had the chance to do over again, and if I had the space, I would definitely get a sump. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I would get
But
a
is
sump.
that filter also for rimless tanks?
Yeah, yeah, it works for both. It works for both. It's actually, yeah, it does fit for both.
Yeah.
So
Now Jeff made me think I probably do need a skimmer. I'm gonna give it a try without a skimmer, probably for a month or two, and then if I see things are not working out, I'll probably just probably do what you did and try to get that
yeah,
Aquaman.
yeah. I mean, I would try without a skimmer or a sump, just a heater. But you're probably gonna end up doing a lot of water change a week. You're gonna
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind doing water changes. That's the thing with me. I don't mind doing water changes because
Yeah,
it's not a big thing. I understand if it's a big system,
right.
then like he said, yeah, the skimmer will be essential because you need something that will help you do less work. But
Hmm.
like being smaller tanks, I don't think it's because let's say with the sand inside the aquarium and the rocks, the volume of water isn't that much. It's probably what at the end of the day, like 20 gallons after that.
Hmm.
So like a 50%. or 25% is 5 gallons or 10 gallons
Right, 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 right.
of water change. But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. I hope it works for me, but if it doesn't, then I am going to need to do an upgrade.
I mean, just like what you said and Jeff said, if you feed less and you do a lot of water change and you don't miss it, you're gonna be fine. I just, to me, I just don't like. I'm lazy sometimes, and I just don't like the
Yeah,
idea of, you know, of changing the water every day. If I can make my life easier by, um, by not putting a lot of work, and I'll spend a little extra dollars here and there. I'll stop buying coffee just to get the equipment for 1 month. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I used to drink a lot of coffee a day. I used to get, 5 to 10 coffee a day, and that's 30 days out of the week. I can actually sacrifice that just to get an equipment to make my life
Bro, with
easier.
me, sorry to interrupt you, but with me, bro, getting equipment, like I seen how you and Jessica, yes, had got what is it, auto top offs and things like this. With me, it's been hard getting new equipment and upgrading for the fact that over the years, bro, with my saltwater tanks, I've lost a lot of money, and every time I think about my past setups, it just gets me upset, and really it doesn't encourage me to get equipment because, like I told you, I don't know if I told you before, I used to have a 72-gallon bull front tank,
Yeah, you did.
but yeah, but it's my fault because I didn't even do a lot of research. I'll just go by what a couple people would say. At that time, they were saying a pound, a pound per gallon. So I bought like what, like 72, 80 pounds of rock. And at that time, I had bought when Book Reef Supply had the Pucani rock. So that was a lot of rock. So basically, I didn't even need all that rock. Um, so I bought like $400 of rock, which I didn't end up needing.
Wow.
And then I was just using tap water. That's why for me it's better to start off with RO water from the beginning. Now that I know, um, what else? I have bought like cheap equipment, cheap wave makers, cheap lights. Man, I lost so much money. It was to the point that I'll set up tanks, and within a month or two, I'll just start selling everything off and starting all over again. Well, still to this day, I still do that. If you notice, I have one tank up, and then I'll tear it down and get another tank.
Yeah, I think now, based on what I'm seeing on your videos, is you're actually going steady on one tank, based on my observation, based on what I see
I want to.
on
I
YouTube.
want to.
I'm actually seeing a nice flow of you establishing and being stable with one tank. Actually, I'm seeing that with your videos that you posted. Um, you just need that little push, and to say, listen, I need this on my next project. I'm just gonna stick into one type of coral, leave it, and let it grow, and that's it. So I see a lot of good videos on your YouTube channel that tells us,
The
hey, you
thing that
gotta
helps
go
for me is
steady.
your conversations. Having conversations with you, because you're like, oh, just stick to one coral, or like make your mind on where you want to get, and that actually makes me think, bro, because I don't know if it happened to you when I was first able to keep corals. I started to buy corals that I didn't know anything about, to the point that those corals couldn't be with the corals I'll have. They'll start having like little warfares, and I started losing corals here and there. But now on this new setup, I'm gonna do what you told me. Just keep the corals that I want to keep. So there you go. Like you said, we're helping each other out.
You know what? Actually, what how I got into that sticking to one coral is my wife. um, well, it's Jessica just said something. I drink a lot of coffee. Oh man, yeah.
The new comment is more funny.
I know, right? Thanks. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of coffee a day, and believe it or not, when I used to drink coffee back then, It's just coffee by itself. There's no sugar, there's no milk, just black coffee. And when I got a different career, I started mixing up some sugar and milk, which I should get back into drinking plain old coffee, um, black by itself. But yeah, I was drinking a lot of coffee, to be honest with you. It'll be an easy coffee, 5 coffee to 10 coffees a day. Um, so that's with that. Cheerleader. I'm not a cheerleader. I learned from you guys, man. You guys, when I watch your video, um, and I see you, Jessica, Travis, I see some growth in your aquarium. Um, it just motivates me to, to be positive. So your videos, you, Jessica, and everybody else motivates me to be positive in this hobby. And back to
Hey Benny.
what you were saying, how I actually went to sticking to what type of corals that I have now is my wife. So that's gonna be a kudos,
Who?
my wife,
Oh yeah, how'd
because
that happen?
she says that's an ugly looking coral.
Uh-huh.
That's an ugly. So every time I buy something, she said that looks ugly. That doesn't look nice. She just makes a little judgment, a comment, and
Yeah.
from there I started realizing, wait, I don't like this coral. At the end of the day, I don't want this
Mm,
coral. So I started thinking, you know what? I should just pick a coral that I want and go from there. And
yeah.
that's how I learned from her and I pass it down to everybody. And watching Jessica also, she only has one type of coral.
Yeah.
Watching other YouTubers like Inappropriate Reefer, watching Reef Girl, some people out there have one specific corals that they keep, and that's how my mind changed into, let me just stick to one type of coral. I want a coral that sways back and forth rather than acropora, or than Styx corals, because it's
Yeah.
nice and colorful, but I like movement, and that's how I got into this hobby, I mean by sticking to one type of coral, and that's it. So that's why I'm passing it down to you. Stick to what you really like. you know mushrooms
Well, tell
mushrooms
your wife thank you for her comment because now you're telling me and it's actually helping me,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's going to help me.
Yeah, yeah. If you, I mean, it's not everybody. A lot of YouTubers out there, they have Euphilia Garden. If you actually look it up, some hobbies have just torches. Some hobbies have hammers, SPS, softies. So I was like, hey, I don't need to get all of it if I don't like it. So I'm just gonna get what I like and go from there.
You
So
know what I was going to comment? You know who I relate myself to a little bit? With
what's
with
that?
Travis, because he has more than one tank. Every time I look at his videos, it's like a different tank.
Yeah, he actually had what, a 72, a 40 gallon, a 24 gallon, 20. He has different sizes. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, man, I relate myself to him.
Yeah, but I think you have your own personality. You have a nice tank. Your wife's tank is nice. Um, and you just gotta keep on going.
Yeah.
Like I said again back then, you gotta have patience in this hobby,
Patience.
patience, so you could uh see the fruit of your labor in the end. And once you
Yes.
see your fruit of labor in the end, dude, those candy cane that you have back there, you can start fragging them, you can start selling them, those hammer and frog spawn that you get back there, you can frag them, you can sell them, and
I actually end up selling my candy cane already.
yeah, yeah,
I
good
sold
price.
them.
Yeah, well, you don't like candy cane.
Bro, I do, but I don't know why I sold it. Somebody came, they told me they liked them. And I sold it. I sold my torch. I sold my Wyoming clownfish. I sold, bro. They one time, cause my wife she makes canvas, so she made some canvas, and I put it up on my local group page in Facebook. So we actually got a trade. They trade us a rose bubble tip anemone, and they trade us a lemon spicy favia, and they also trade us this one mushroom that I looked online and it was worth like $300. It was from Worldwide Corals. I think it was called Gomdra mushroom or something like that. But I wasn't going to sell it, but the person ended up offering me like $80.
Hmm.
And I said yes. And once I sold it, the guy just went out running from my house. He's like, I gotta steal. I tried to look for that coral again, but I can't find it.
We got a new viewer here. We got Damn Reef Sunfish for fish. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
We're not only reefers. I have planet tanks.
He does.
They're downstairs.
So tell us about what you have, what you have, and what you got to Planet Tank in addition to the reef tank. What made you get a plants?
All right, I'm gonna tell you my story. So this is what happened. Probably like 6, 7 years ago, when I first when me and my wife really started dating. At that time, we moved in together when she was my fiance, and we started watching Animal Planet River Monsters. And from there, we've always been like animal people. So I thank God for my wife because she likes animals. She likes tanks. So one time I decided to tell her let's try fishing, and she agreed. Uh, and we started fishing, bro. So I was like a big fish guy for a while. Fish, shark, stingrays. The only thing I sucked at fishing was freshwater. I wasn't able to get no stripers and things like that. So one time after fishing, I told her, you know what? Let's go garage selling to see what we could find. And we came across a garage sale, and I came across a 24-gallon tank. At that time, I didn't know anything about fish tanks, and I thought that was like the biggest fish tank. So I bought it for $20. I think it came with a Marineland Penguin filter, heater, and some gravel. That day, bro, I went to Petco, like you said. I didn't know anything about fish, so I started to add fish. And yeah, from there on, bro, I started to meet local people that will sell plants. At this time, it was easy to sell fish tanks, equipment, fish, and things like that. And that's how I started meeting people. I met a guy who he used to breed discus, um, and I thought it was like a saltwater fish. I did my research how to keep discus. I got discus. Then I came across YouTube channels like Wayne's Fish World, Dustin Fish Tanks. I don't know if you heard about them, but they were the people that I'll listen to before. And that's how I started with the Planet Tank, bro. But I was never able to keep a successful Planet Tank until now. But yeah, from then I tried to do saltwater like probably 3 years ago with the 72. What happened? I bought the 72 because I wanted a big tank for my discus. Um, I got a good deal out of it. I think I gave like $200 and I traded like a PSP for it. And it had everything for saltwater. It had the sump, the overflow, the lights for everything. And that's how I started, bro. I could go on and on, but I'm my conversations for stories go on and on, bro. But that's
That's all
basically my
right, man. We got we on lockdown. You could talk as much as you want.
I should just write like a little book.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
listen, what you're saying now, what you're expressing now is you're helping out a lot of newbies out there, like me. And
yeah,
and that experience that you're giving out with those stories you're giving out is a positive for a lot of us that have no clue in the hobby. And your stories are very positive. It makes us want to go get something, research more, and stay in this hobby in the long term. I mean,
yeah,
that's amazing. You telling us stories of everything the experience is positive. It's good
yeah,
because we're gonna keep watching and watching and watching weekly, daily, and say, okay, you have that issue and you got over it. You had that other issue and you got over it. And that's amazing because it helps us be in the hobby and more.
yeah,
Yeah, and sharing that word, sharing that, stories is good. It's good.
yeah. I just want to add a comment. Sunfish for Fish said that all the only plant he could grow is wisteria, but for me, wisteria, I haven't had luck with it. Even after supposedly I got good soil and good light, so you're lucky. And going back, like you were saying, Benny, I love this hobby. That's why I have both. I have fresh water and salt water. Every time I have a conversation with my wife, I was like, man, sometimes for me, I don't know why it's so addicting. I want to have like everything. Like I want to have every fish. I want to have every type of setup, brackish, cichlid, African cichlid. I had basically everything. I had South American tanks, um, wild caught fish tanks from where I live. Did a setup. I've done planted tanks, dirty tanks, um, everything, guppies. I've done ponds, saltwater, reef tanks, but this time I just decided to keep planet tank and a reef tank. One because I like how they look, and I want when people come to my house, they could look at them and just start conversations from there.
Yeah, yeah. Conversations are always good.
Yeah,
Conversations are always positive to me because it helps you learn something that, if I don't know anything, you're telling me something, that's awesome to me. I take whatever you're experiencing into heart and say, hey, how can I fix something that I have now or going to have now? So conversations are always amazing. And by talking about conversations, I mean, hopefully tonight we're having somewhat of a good conversation to a lot of the listeners out there because if you look at Reef's comment below, he said he's enjoying listening to the Reef talk. So I hope we're helping people out there, um, you know, um, new to the hobby, unexperienced experience. I hope we're putting a positive vibe to you guys, and
yeah,
because this is the only way I think we learn. Whether it's you know, it's conversation is conversations. Like what a lot of people said is there's no such thing as a stupid question. I think this is what it is. Conversation, there's no such thing as stupid conversation because it's going to help us be
yeah,
better. It's going to help us improve that what we have now. It's going to make us more knowledgeable than what we have few seconds ago because a few seconds ago we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to have algae in our tank. We don't know if we're going to have diatoms in a tank. So a conversation is always good regardless to what it is so people can learn. When you had that conversation on YouTube about what algae problem you had in your planet tank,
Oh, I still have it.
You know, we listened to that,
Yeah,
and when we saw the following video after that saying that okay, it's less algae now, that's a plus for us because we
yeah,
didn't know that changing water would help. You know,
mhm,
some of us don't know, the beginners, that changing waters actually helps a lot in dealing with some issues that we have or we might
yeah,
have. You know,
yeah,
um, I have one coworker that had a ammonia problem, and he started putting ammonia, ammo-lock, whatever, into his fish tank, and everything on the freshwater was just the water parameters are just going out of whack. And to be honest, after watching your video, um, I mentioned, hey, why don't you do a water change? And when he did, it actually lowered down his ammonia problem,
yeah,
and it helped him. It helped his water level go back to what you say stable or normal. And he had his freshwater tank for, wow, 20 years, and he's just adding chemicals after chemicals after chemicals, not knowing what's going on. He don't want to lose his fish. So when I told him, hey, you should change not maybe 10%, 15%, or maybe 50% of the water, and that actually, having that comment, that actually helped him out. And said, and that was that. So back to what we're saying, positive conversations, negative conversations in general are amazing
yeah,
because it's information to some people who don't know. It's, especially in this hobby, you want to have conversation all the time. You want to help people out. You want to talk, you want to ask, because, it can get crazy. But if you speak to one another, take advices, try it out. Don't be scared. Your tank, whatever it is, if it's fresh water, if it's salt water, you're gonna see some amazing changes in your tank,
yeah,
just like what you have on your planet tank. I mean, when I saw the before and after, the after video of your planet tank looks like I'm in, Museum of Natural History in Central Park. That's what
yeah,
your tank looked like, and that looks amazing. That's right. Jeff was saying sharing is caring. Hey, that's true, man. That's very true. Sharing is caring. So
yeah.
you
I
just
just wanted to I just wanted to comment, bro, that regardless the setup, I don't want to be preaching here, but regardless the setup of whatever tank you have, the beautiful thing about this hobby is that it keeps you busy. It gives you peace. Sometimes, because sometimes we have problems and you're a little bit like have a little bit of problems, anger. But I mean, it does bring you peace, keeps you busy. I don't know if I ever mentioned it to you. For me, I think I probably did. Like if I prefer to watch live streams over videos that are already prepared, because one thing, I mean, as human beings, we like to interact. Like that one guy, I started to like live streams from that one guy, Aquarium Monsters. I came across his channel, bro, and from then I've always used to watch all his live streams. Like when I'll do work on my car, clean my room, or do water changes for my tanks, I will listen to a live stream, bro. And it'll just help me listening to people talking about their fish tanks, what's new, what's going on, what are they doing to fix it. So I just think that's the beautiful thing about the hobby in general, freshwater and saltwater, regardless what type of tank. You're there, Benny? Benny.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I accidentally pressed the mute button on the
Oh,
headphones.
it's fine.
Um, yeah.
It's
Just
fine,
just
bro.
like what you're saying, and Jeff was saying. It's a stress reliever. being in a hobby is definitely a stress reliever. You gotta, because it takes your mind off of the current situation that's happening now. Especially with what's going on today. Um, you know, being in a hobby in general just keeps you focused to what you have going on, and that's a good thing. It keeps you on your toes. So you don't do other things like that you're not supposed to do. Um, and it's a stress relief. It's definitely a stress relief. Before my hobby was cars, I was actually um, you know upgrading cars, modifying cars. That was uh, um, that was my hobby before. I mean before cars, my hobby was just playing basketball. I was playing basketball. It was stress relief. I was playing baseball, softball, I was playing tackle football. Um, Being in a hobby is, it takes a lot out of you and it makes you a better person. As you get older, your hobby change. So, but it's always nice to be in a hobby so that way it gets you out of trouble.
I'll be back, brother. Answer a call.
Go ahead, man. So, yeah, sunfish. Cars and fish are a nice hobby, but I don't know if I can mix that hobby into one together. Because cars are very, very. I think it's more um than the fish itself. A set of rims and tires can cost you an easy couple of grand, especially, you know, you have a Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art. I bet you right now your set of rims and tires could cost you an easy 2 grand. And then on top of that, um if you want to get a tank, you know, a nice set of tank can cost you 2 grand. Plus, you got to get the rocks. So, I don't know if I can do that. Maybe back then, when I was a few years younger and I had two jobs, I could definitely afford a car and a fish tank. But yeah, like what we're saying before, it's always good to be in a hobby. Um, I'm trying to talk to my wife into using the swimming pool. Ha! Swimming pool. Wow. Swimming pool as a fish tank. That's gonna be. I'm not. I can't say I'm surprised. I've seen a lot of people. A lot of people um, have turned their swimming pool um, into a fish tank. I've seen it. Um, but that's. That's gonna be major work. If you're into it, why not? If you like it and you can support it, you can back it up with whatever it is, then I would certainly go go for it. If your wife is into it too, the most important is if your wife is into it too. That makes your hobby a lot of fun. But if your wife or your significant other is not into it and you're doing it on your own, it makes it real hard. Trust me, I know how it is. You know, um, if if you're only by yourself, it's really hard. But if you have a group, if you have your significant other, like I said before, who's into it, it makes the hobby more enjoyable. If you and your wife are if your wife is down with changing the water, that helps out a little bit. That makes the hobby enjoyable. She can go grab those heavy buckets while you empty out. You know the while you empty out the tank with dirty water, she can go grab the new fresh water. Um, and and help you change, or if she can even feed, your fish, if it's not automated and she can feed your fish the right way, that makes the hobby a lot better because you don't have to worry about it. What if you're not home and you're doing something, um,
Yeah.
and you're worried nobody's gonna feed the fish? If your wife is home and is into the hobby, then you're gonna enjoy um, that hobby that you have. You could again change the water together, alternate. You could feed the fish when you're not around. Um, they can call you up and say, "Hey, something is floating," and um, they can take that dead fish off your tank, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I believe the same thing goes with cars, man. If you're driving the same car together, and you want to upgrade your car, you know, hey, why not, man? I mean, if she likes five spokes rims, heck, I would rock five spokes rims, or even with a stereo system. I mean, I know a friend of mine that upgraded his car audio system, and his wife loved it. And now when he's driving around, they're both blasting the music together. You know, so that's one good thing about having a partner in a hobby. So you can learn how to enjoy it more. You can appreciate it. So you're not really stressed out. You know, so I'm sure Jeff too. Look at Jeff. Jeff has a couple of partners that help him do maintenance on those 300-gallon tank. I'm sure Jessica has the same thing. He has a few little ones that can help her change the water in the tank. Um, so if you're getting um, an in-ground pool, oof, I mean, you and your wife just gotta grab one of those long pole with a fish net, and anything floating over there, whether it's dead beef or a dead fish, you know, if you're not around or she's not around, one of you guys can take turns and do maintenance. That that alone makes your hobby easier. You know, I'm sure. Look at Twins Reef. You know, they take turns in feeding the fish. You know, so I believe you guys take turns in doing maintenance, right? Feeding the fish, do maintenance
Talking
here and
about
there.
feeding the fish, I haven't fed them.
Hmm.
Let me feed them. I
So
haven't
look at
fed them
that.
all day. Hold up.
There goes a comment from Sunfish for Fish. My wife has a 20 Volkswagen Jetta. Show was trying to. I mean, dude, you know that's amazing, man. I mean, if you have 5 speed, 6 speed manual, that makes driving a lot more fun. I mean, Jetta is a pretty light car, and it's a good car, especially I believe with a Jetta, you can have a turbo in there. Some Jetta cars have turbos in there, so whatever you're driving plus her, you guys are gonna have a lot of fun driving. So if you're into cars and that's your hobby, and you have a nice sports car, get your wife a sports car, so that both of you guys are in the hobby and you guys can enjoy it. Look at Jessica's comment, same thing. I have, what did she say? My husband likes to look at the tank and he will dump the he will dump the dirty water, which is helpful. That's good. That's good, and makes you take the new fresh water into the tank. So I mean, hey, that's good. I mean, and I bet you, Sunfish, and Jessica are enjoying the hobby, and even Jeff, because someone is helping out. If you have more than one person that's helping you in the hobby, it makes it a lot of fun. And now, this is just the home part. Now, if you have other issues out there, if you have issues at home and other people had the same issue too, you can actually look at the video and watch them see how to fix the problem. That's a good thing about in this community nowadays. Everybody is sharing, everybody is caring. So you could see how to fix things when a problem arises and still be in a hobby, you know. So yeah, man. I mean, Jeff, 300 gallon, that's a lot of feeding, man. I mean, I'm sure it's enjoyable to watch
Jeff's tank is super nice.
all those fishes go into feeding mode. I mean, it's really amazing to see that. Um, so, I mean, there you go, right? Twins Reef. I mean, your wife helps you with your fish tank. She's into the hobby every now and
Yeah,
then. It
yeah,
makes
she's
it easier,
seasonal.
right? So
Yeah,
it
I
does
mean,
help.
before she would help me when I work, but now that I'm not working, I'm doing everything myself.
So, like I was saying before, having another person in the hobby makes it more fun, especially at home.
I think that sunfish for fish question for you, because I asked a question on the comments. A question for you too, Benny. What's your favorite fish and why? Sunfish for fish. He answered that it says my favorite fish is the green sunfish, and the reason, so that's his name. The reason I liked it so much, it was the very first fish I have ever caught. Everywhere I have been, I always catch them. So, do you have that fish in your tank?
Uh,
What's your favorite fish, Benny,
Me,
and why?
my favorite fish, believe it or not,
Hmm.
is everybody's favorite fish. Um, I I guess I'm gonna go with what everybody's liking is Nemo.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Nemo. That's not my favorite fish.
No? Ah.
No. Why is he your favorite fish? And then I'll answer.
Why is Nemo my favorite fish? Because when I see the Nemo interacting with the anemone,
Okay.
it makes it look so cute.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's adorable. And to be honest with you, I have Tang. I have Sailfin Tang. As you see, I have Yellow Tang. I have Midas Blenny. I have Yellow Watchman Goby. I have those other fishes. They're beautiful. I even had at one point a copper band fish, copper band angelfish. I think
Yeah,
that's the right name.
yeah, I think it's an angelfish.
Um, and they're beautiful, but they're swimming all over the place. But it's different when you see a clownfish being hosted by the anemone and you see it squiggle, you see it go in and out the anemone, you see it just being playful. I think that's the word, being playful with the anemone. Having a partner is so, to me, it's so cool. I dig it a lot. I dig it a lot. I mean, I think when you also see two clownfish together,
Hmm.
they're playing tags, they're running all over the place together. You don't see that with any other fish. I think when you have two yellow tangs, one gets more territorial and aggressive compared to the other.
Yeah, that's right.
When you see two red mandarins, dragonets, one is going to get more aggressive than the other. So that's probably why I don't really like them compared to the
The clownfish.
clownfish, is because of their interaction against each other. And to me, my eyes like that. It's really, really, it's really, really cool. So, how about you? What kind of fish do you like, and why?
Get guess what's my favorite fish, and I'll send you a free coral. Yes.
What is your favorite fish? Ah, no, man. I think your favorite fish is the mandarin. That
Nope.
no, that's
It's
not
not
it.
even saltwater, bro.
It's the patty molly.
My favorite fish is the Oscar cichlid, tiger Oscar.
Oh, why?
Those fish have big personality, bro. That's what they call the puppy fish,
Why?
bro. They're like you said. They're so interactive. Like I'll teach them how to jump out of the water to grab some chicken. Sometimes I'll feed them some sausage or whatever, even meat or worms, whatever I had. I already had them trained to just jump out the water. Like first week he'll jump a couple inches, and then I'll just make him. Probably the highest I made them jump was like 5 inches out the water. But that's my favorite fish, the the tiger Oscar fish. But sadly I can't keep them since they grow big.
Mm-hmm.
One time I traded my Oscars to the local video store. I actually got some store credit because the owner he had, I think it was like a 120-gallon tank right there at the store. He had that one fish, the king of DIY.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay, so his favorite fish, I forgot what is it called. I forgot, but that fish that he likes, that owner of that store had it, and he had those one gouramis that like they kissing gouramis. So I knew he had a big tank, so I just asked him if he could rehome them for free, and he took them. But then he just decided to give me store credit, and it's funny because I traded him the Oscars. He gave me store credit. At that time, I bought a PSP, and that PSP was the one of the things I used to trade for the 72-gallon bullfront, which got me to the saltwater. But every other day, like I'll go back to that store and visit them to see if the Oscars are still doing good. It's been like 7 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
last time I went, they died sadly because I guess one of the employees they didn't use conditioner. That got me upset because I told the guy I was like, "What happened to the Oscars?" He's like, "Oh, I killed them because I didn't put conditioner," and I got mad. I was telling myself in my head, little does he know that they used to be my fish. Jessica said that hers is my male clownfish named Homer has been chomping on my hand during this live stream. I've been picking what is it, green hair algae off the rocks, and he doesn't like.
yeah. I'd
I'm
like
getting
to
here.
know. I would like to know how she handles the GHA because eventually I'm about to get that at one point. And did you ever have a GHA and how did you handle it? Because I know everybody handles green hair algae differently,
I had
with
it, bro.
different
All I did was
chemicals.
buy a yellow tang.
And that's it. The yellow tank just took care of it, or did you
Yeah,
add
because once
any
I started to see
chemicals?
green hair algae, I bought the yellow tang, and within a couple of days, it was gone. And of course, water changes.
And feeding less also helps
Yeah,
out.
I feed a little, bro. I
Yeah.
only feed twice a day. I'll feed around noon, and then probably two hours before I turn off the lights. But I feed a little bit, like a little pinch, and that's it.
hmm
I don't overfeed.
So what type of um food do you feed your reef tank? What type of food do you feed your freshwater? So you actually just feed, based on what I see, you feed
Flakes,
only flakes.
flakes,
Um,
and I feed Tetra Crisp for my freshwater.
right.
I do not like feeding bloodworms or brine shrimp just because of the ammonia that they'll leave if because the fish are not going to eat all that. That's why I'm not going to use a skimmer since I'm not going to be overfeeding. But yeah, here and there probably I still have like bloodworms are like a year old on my fridge, and I have brine shrimp which I've had for a couple months now. But I rarely feed my fish those type of snacks.
hmm
But
Yeah.
Sunfish for Fish has a couple comments.
All right. Let's see.
He said he never kept goldfish.
Did any of you kept? I had a goldfish in my 10-gallon tank, and
I think fish.
yeah, I mean, I had mentioned it earlier. We had a couple of goldfish, and in I had a goldfish on my 10-gallon tank, but like I said before, I never paid attention compared to the reef tank. So, I just used tap water, dumped it in the tank, heated it up, went to the fish store, grabbed, you know, grabbed the goldfish, dump it in. I mean, I didn't even know that you're supposed to acclimate your freshwater fish. I mean, is it really true that you're supposed to acclimate
Yeah.
freshwater fish? Because I never knew that. I thought back then water is water. You just go ahead, you dump it in, as long as the temperature is not too low or high, you don't want to freeze them or heat them up, um, and you'll be all right,
Bulletproof.
right? So, I mean, goldfish are nice. If I had a chance to
Yeah.
redo, if I had a chance to redo my freshwater, um, I would definitely start slow. Um, I'll check my water parameters first, and then from there I'll go ahead and acclimate it. I'll feed it accordingly, because I've seen some goldfish in the museums, and they're looking,
Give me a second, bro.
they're looking really really nice. Um, if any of you guys have been to a museum or a zoo, I mean, you will see some of this goldfish. They are very healthy. Their, their fins, their
Te va a
tail.
tocar como parquearte en el garage porque no
So
creo que mire que hay parqueaderos
yeah, I mean,
al
if
frente,
I
no, no hay.
ever had to go back, I would start
Alright,
slow.
bro.
I would
Ahorita nos
start
vemos.
slow.
Alright,
I
bye.
would, I would do the right thing, because I think if you get the fish and slowly take care of them, the results are just like anything else. The results are gonna be beautiful. So that's with the goldfish. I mean, there are different types of goldfish out there, different types of beautiful goldfish, and wow, um, you know. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely go with the goldfish again and
I don't
just
think
see
common
which
goldfish
one.
should be
They're different.
sold.
So,
And Benny,
yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
oh, no, I was just, I wanted to, because you were breaking off. I don't know if it's your internet or mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. When I'm talking, do I sound clear or off?
Actually, your internet, I believe, is slowly buffering, because looking at the
Yeah, I think it's
stream,
mine.
yeah, looking at the stream itself, there's a difference between both of them. So
Oh, okay.
that's what's going on. But I think we're gonna have to cut it short for now. Uh, I gotta run some errands, but
All right.
maybe we can continue tomorrow. If we're not doing anything, just go
All right.
live,
Sounds
and
good.
you know, just maybe we can have more people
Yeah.
um join this little chat that we have. you know so we'll see.
All
I
right.
mean, if that's
Sounds good
yeah.
too, cause one of my friends he's coming over because he's gonna bring me my test kit, and he just bought some mushrooms from the store, and he doesn't have no dip solution for his coral, so we're just gonna dip them right now.
All right, go ahead.
so
Yeah,
it's
and
fine.
my little one is playing around with the little camera stand that I have. So I'm gonna have to check you out later. And for everybody that's been watching, viewing, listening, I hope that we help you at one point, and I hope that you know we we push you in the right way to be in a hobby in this hobby. Just like Twin Reef has always motivated me to be in this hobby. He's always a go-getter, a positive guy, and likes amazing new challenges. So again, I want to thank everybody for listening and viewing. And in regards to what's out there, try to be safe.
Be
Um,
safe. Be safe.
you know, if you can, use mask. Um, wash your hands anywhere you go. So yeah, man. So I just wish everyone to stay safe and be careful.
All right, bro. So I don't know if I'm going to cut the stream yet or not. I'm going to talk to my friend. We'll probably just show how to dip the corals in a little bit, or he's barely new to saltwater, so I'll see if he wants to talk. Should be knocking on my door in a couple minutes.
Alrighty. So I'll catch you in a few. Then, if anything, we'll touch
Yeah,
base
because
later
I
on.
know it's pretty late out there too, huh?
Yeah, it's 8:30 New York time, so we gotta
Yeah.
do the do. All right, buddy. I'll
Yeah, he's
catch you later,
actually
man. Thanks for having.
here.
Yeah.
So if you have
All
to
right.
go, bro,
I'll
if
check
you
you
got
later, buddy.
time, you could look at the stream. I think he's actually here.
All right. All right.
I'm,
Later.
yeah, I'm in the stream. All right, bro. No, I'm going in the stream. There's people right
You're
here.
still alive right now?
Yeah. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
So this is my bro, Robert,
How's it going?
new to saltwater.
Yes, indeed.
So what do you want to say about saltwater?
Saltwater. I mean, let me see. Yesterday actually, I seen that my zoas were kind of closed, and they were closed all day. And I had to check my salinity, and it was like 128, and that just and that happened because I guess my water had evaporated, and I didn't pay too much attention to it because I'm used to fresh water and how it's so forgiving. And so yeah, but saltwater is gonna. It seems like I'm gonna have to keep my eye on it a little more. And well, it's nice, but I like kind of just sitting back and letting my tanks go through, a lot of stuff like fresh water. Like I said, fresh water is so forgiving, but yeah, I'm gonna have to keep up my husbandry with the salt water. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy so far.
How much they sell you the corals?
Oh, 2 for 15.
215.
Yeah.
And
Who's
they're
here?
different.
Yeah, there's one Superman and one was just
A Superman for $10, basically.
what?
Those
Are
are
they cheap or
expensive.
not?
They're expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's red, no red or blue, or how
Yeah,
is it?
it's like blue dots. Yeah.
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 Really?
Yeah.
Last time they were trying to sell me one on local reader for $40.
No, yeah, it's right there.
And the other one is green.
Yeah, the other one I don't know is just green. I just thought it was cool. Kind of gave it a neutral color.
All right, let's try to. We'll try to dip it. Let's see if people still. See if again in the stream, if not, we'll just cut it off. I'm gonna get my stream. I'll be back.
Who's
bro.
here?
I'm gonna go. All right.
Don't get me started on invasive species.
I'm gonna go get my things to dip, right?
All right, for sure. Is anyone here? Yeah, I'm by myself. Yeah. Okay. So I guess this guy took all the friends with him. phone. I forgot it. I forget it. I forgot my phone in my car.
All right, bro.
Yeah, pero.
Te está diciendo, good thing about mushrooms, bro, that they're not really toxic. So I don't know how to wear gloves because I don't even have any anymore.
Oh, okay.
You wanna go get your phone?
Nah, because if I go to my phone, I'm just gonna bounce. Porque
Okay.
Jenny wants me to pick her up already.
Or you just want to come back for them?
Yeah,
Want me
I'll
to
pick
dip
her back.
them?
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. I'll probably just be like for a little bit. The only person probably still with me, Sunshine for fish.
Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Bye, all. He's leaving. All right.
bro.
Peace out, dude.
All right. Entonces, I'll dip them. Probably when you be back, they should be ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see him porque the green one that was kind of
You want to put light?
yeah put light on it. Because the green one had like what was that the Superman?
That's no
one?
Superman.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that's a Superman over here.
Oh, okay, this is another type.
That's blue and green.
Yeah, it's like a green. It's like a teal green kind of.
Como turquoise sort of.
Yeah. It's a Superman one.
Superman.
Yeah, I'll give you when the baby comes out. Because I told him because you know how
These are new, huh? They just got these.
No, I don't know, bro. To be honest, this
Well,
one, he said it was there for a minute.
Unless
You know what side it was on, where it was like 2 for $30. How they had like 1 for $10 or 2 for $15, and then 1 for $20 or 2 for $30. Yeah, it was on the 2 for $30 one.
Oh, and the other one was at the 2 for 15.
Yeah.
All right, let me frag them. Let me just dip them. They go for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And
those get up and they walk, huh?
Yeah, these walk. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like mine. But sometimes cuando ya están frag plugs, if they've been there for a while, it's because they like it there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
I'm gonna try to break. I'm gonna try and break the thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could lay flat.
Want me to do that una vez, or you do it at your house?
If you want, if you think you can do it.
Because la verdad, I was gonna use frag plugs from the stores or from people anywhere because you don't want to risk it, bro.
Yeah, no.
So if you want, I could just take it off the frag plug. But if not, I'll just dip and just do it at your house.
Yeah, I'll just dip and I'll do it at my house because I don't have glue either, like to glue it.
All right.
Yeah.
Either regardless, they'll walk and they'll stay in the rock if you want to be in rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that one.
Yeah, he'll walk. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get up and walk.
Yeah.
My thing is that sometimes like I just want to leave the frag, so like if it gets up and walks and stuff, and then I'll still have some on the frag, and then I can just sell the frag.
Yeah, the Superman.
Yeah.
Just keep it, bro. You can make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one of those.
That's why I want to test my tank.
I bought one of those.
If it's cycled, I'm not gonna buy
I put a cap full in the tank, and then another cap full in the
filter.
Oh yeah.
Sí, pues it's a new tank. It says they recommend when there's new tank, just dump everything in.
Oh. Okay.
Eso es like when you do water changes.
Oh, okay.
Pero como veas, pues ahí te dicen instructions, pero
yeah,
I've seen people que de una vez todos.
Yeah. Because I think I still need to get like algae and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have my keys right there, bro?
No.
Oh, turn right here. Oh, because
your phone's right there.
Yeah.
Oh
man. Imagínate, I would have left with nothing.
Okay, pues, bro.
All right, for sure. Thanks,
I'll
bro.
see you in a little bit.
Yeah. All right, bro. God bless you, bro. Thank you.
All right, so my brother left. So what he did, he came to bring 2 of the corals he just bought and put the camera down. So he just got 2 mushrooms. One is a super. The other one, we don't know the name of it, but he said it is kind of like a turquoise green. So he got it at this one local pet store where I actually told him that I have gotten pests from there. So he was just going to add them like that into his aquarium, but I'm telling him to dip it, and that is something we're going to do. So what I'm going to use is Revive Coral Cleaner. So it tells you that it's 2 capfuls for a gallon, but this is not even close to, not even a quarter of a gallon. So I'll probably just put half of a capful of this. So let's start to dip. So just shake the bottle, and I'll put a little bit of coral dip solution, And from then, we'll just wait about 10 minutes, stir the water, make sure everything is fine. Also, um, my brother that just came, like we said, it was um, his first time trying to keep a saltwater tank. So I'm helping him, but also he has a lot of knowledge on the freshwater side of the hobby, cichlids, and guppies and planet tanks. So I'm going to leave a interview that I made with him. Could check him out and check out the little interview. At that time, I think he still has those fish. He has a 7 cichlid tank, and he now has a 10-gallon saltwater aquarium. So I'm going to leave the video of the interview first, and then I'll leave the link to actual um, the actual video of his African cichlid setup. So there you go. So if you guys would like to see Robert's fish tank, you guys could actually click on the links that I left on this live stream. I'll probably be live for another 15 minutes. That way I could kill time while I wait for his corals to actually be pest free. And we'll see if there's actually any type of pest on those mushrooms. The time here Pacific is 5:43 p.m. So I'm probably going to wait until 5:50, and after everything, I'll just put them in fresh water from the tank, and bag it up for him so he can take it to his house. So probably I'll be able to talk to Robert and see if we can have him one time live with us. Him, me, and Benny. That way we could just have more conversations regarding the hobby. Also, like I said, he is new to the saltwater, and he actually just purchased this bottle. This is mine, but he just purchased this because he's actually trying to um, hurry boost the nitrogen cycle of his aquarium. So let me get this. This is what I use for my planet tank, but I'm going to be using right now since I have no gloves. And I put some coral dip solution. I do not want that in my skin. So what I'm going to just use these little clippers here and stir the water and the corals. That way, if there's any type of pest, it could just fall off. Also, when he gets here, I'm going to show him if there's any type of pest and whatever falls off his frag plugs for his coral. So, what I'm actually going to do now, I am going to end the stream. Whoever is rewatching this video, I just want to thank you guys for taking your time and watching this video. I want to thank again Benny for taking his time and watching, not watching, but being part of the live stream with me. He actually helped me a lot to start actually a conversation through live stream. I want to thank everybody who joined us today on the live stream, and I hope you guys will join us in the future. Until then, be safe, everybody, and I am out. Peace.